All right. Well, good evening and welcome, everyone. We're so excited that you're joining us for our Master Series, sharing about the opportunity in this incredible business with Shackley. Tonight, we have Master Coordinators Rick and Aldona Seymour, and I'm so excited that they're here. And thank you guys for being live. And those that are listening to the recording, please get back with the person who thought enough to invite you to take a look at this video and find out more on how you can be happily involved, working not only towards a healthier life, but also wealthier life as well. So with that, let me give them the proper introduction with the help of my lovely wife, Cheryl Turner. So with that, Cheryl, take it from here.
We love Rick and Aldona. We've had so much fun with them. This is one picture from somewhere in the world. We've been everywhere with them. And Rick and Aldona are passionate about helping others achieve financial independence and live healthier lives. And you know that from the first second you meet them. Shackley was their path to freedom from corporate life. And within months, Aldona left her job. And in just over a year, their part-time income equaled Rick's Aerospace salary. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, but he is. And they've earned numerous luxury trips. They've transformed lives with their exceptional leadership and our exceptional products. They are dedicated entrepreneurs. First time we ever met them was on a VIP trip. And Marty and I were trying to get away from the crowd. We went out in the back garden. There was Rick and Aldona, and the four of us stayed in the garden for a long time. We had so much fun, and we've been fast friends ever since. They've driven luxury cars for decades without having to make payments. Shackley bought them because they help others live their best life. Since 1984, they've enjoyed lifestyle and freedom through their Shackley business.
Beautiful. Well, and also we can't start. Oh, well, actually, they can start anytime they want. But I would want to definitely hear the story, and I hope it's part of it about the old cable spindle as the dining room slash coffee table, and all the different carpet when you started the business. Humble beginnings, without question. So with that, Rick and Aldona, take it from here.
Well, thank you guys. If you'll unshare your screen, I'll share mine,
I
and
will
we'll
be
get
happy
rocking
to.
and rolling. You can just go ahead and start talking.
All right.
All right. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us and hear our story and hear what the possibilities may be for you. So I came to this country on an Army troop ship. I was in a refugee camp, and I so dearly appreciate this country because I have a photograph of the camp I was in just to
Wow.
remind me where I started and where, because of the US of America, people can achieve and change their lives. So we came through Ellis Island. It took me 10 years to get my citizenship. We had visas that we were given in the camp, and it was just an amazing trip on an Army trip. I think it was like 3 levels of bunks on the ship.
Wow.
And we finally got here, and as we arrived at the Statue of Liberty from the ship, we were all invited to go on board. And as we looked at that, my parents said to me, in this country, you can become whoever you choose to become. You're not required to stay in whatever level you were born in. And I will always remember those words, but as I was growing up, I allowed other people to steal my dreams. I felt like when you got that piece of paper, the degree from college, that's what your lifestyle should be. But then one day we were at a going away lunch.
Well, let me give you just a little bit of my history before all
Well,
that
I thought
happened.
I'd finish and you could
I
start.
started out playing rocket scientist, as Cheryl shared, in the early days of the space program. Work was interesting. Working with astronauts was fascinating. They're a whole different breed of people. But the whole cubicle thing and the corporate life and the politics just didn't jive with what I wanted in my life. And I was looking for something else, but I sure wasn't looking for anything like Shackley.
Well, we were at a going away lunch. Yeah, those were the days. You can move on from
Well, the first question you ought to ask yourself is, would you have sponsored these two, especially that guy on the right?
Anyway, we were at a going away lunch for a friend of Rick's, and the gentleman was asking questions. I had only been in Colorado for 6 months, and he was asking how I like it, and I was a little disappointed because the creek across the road from us was polluted, and I made the comment. And he said, well, what are you doing about it? Anyway, to make a long story short, basically, I invited them up to tell me about these biodegradable products. And funny, it's Earth Month. So we're celebrating the most environmentally safe and economical cleaning products that ever were invented. And those were what turned me on initially. But when they came up to share, they didn't stop at the cleaning products. They shared about the nutrition. Well, I had worked at University of Chicago hospitals and clinics. Then at that time, I was working now at the American Cancer Society. I was so ready to hear about options because I knew what was going on. And now, in this day and age, it's even worse health-wise, and we could make a difference. I got very excited about the products. I was definitely not interested in the business because I was locked in to that this is the way life's supposed to be. However, as they continued to share about the business, Rick got really excited.
Yeah, and the funny part was I didn't know anything about nutrition, didn't care about nutrition, didn't believe anything they said about nutrition. This was 50 years ago.
He's learned a lot better since then.
A lot better. But the reality was it was totally off my radar screen. But when they shared the business model, I understood it and I saw the power of it. And I thought, this is my ticket out of corporate America. Well, we were living in this 600 square foot shack, literally, that we had borrowed a card table from my parents for the kitchen. We had a mattress on the floor in the bedroom and one ratty chair in the living room. And when we invited people to tell them about Shackley, because we couldn't afford the gas to go to town or buy them a cup of coffee, we'd invite them to this. And we'd park the lady in the chair, and the husband and Aldona and I would sit on the floor, and we'd tell them what an amazing opportunity Shackley was. And the extraordinary part is a few of them actually believed us.
We have one of the leaders that is her husband drove up to that house. He said, what in the world can they tell us about a business?
But we turned
they
that
were
shack.
our first team and they're still with us.
That's right, and one of our biggest producing teams. And Shackley helped us turn that shack into a 3,000 square foot passively heated solar home. So Shackley made a very dramatic change in our lives.
Well, when we were introduced and Rick got so excited and I didn't think this was something I could do, but of course Rick couldn't talk to people who was petrified of people. But I was so excited about the products. I started sharing and talking to people and thinking I was going to change the world. Everybody was going to use environmentally safe products and get so healthy that we wouldn't need to have any medical issues. I was a little surprised not everybody wanted to be that way, but there were enough people that really cared and were ready to take responsibility for their health. And as a result, we ended up qualifying for so many trips, as Cheryl mentioned earlier, all over the world. We were in Monte Carlo in the sporting club where the walls came down into the ocean. I mean, I could go on, but it's something that is available for everybody. And Rick will get into the business, but I just wanted to share, I had no idea of what our life would be like and how much it would change and how many boxes and boxes of cards that we would be getting from people that we really didn't even know, thanking us for sharing about the health and making such a difference in their lives. There aren't too many businesses when you can get thank you cards and make connections and become close friends with all of these people that we'd have never met if it wasn't for this business.
So for the last 40 years, we've had the freedom and lifestyle that people hope to have when they retire, but most people when they retire discover they can't live on 60% of what they could live on before they retired. And today it's even more dramatic. 61% of adults are living paycheck to paycheck. Almost 3/4 of Americans say they aren't financially secure. And in February, last month or a month and a half ago, the average family needed an additional $15,328 per year to have the same standard of living they had in January of 2021. That's what inflation has done to everybody. So things have changed dramatically in this country. And Shackley still offers an extraordinary opportunity for people to fix it, to change it, to help it.
At any level that they choose,
That's
whether
right.
they want a little additional income and want to do it part-time, have it just as a little side gig, or they actually want to change their life and change their lifestyle and have a career.
But what attracted us initially was the freedom, the fact that we could have time and money to enjoy it, be part of an amazing community of people who had a similar philosophy and beliefs about health and wellness that we did. The luxury travel was extraordinary. Car bonuses are amazing. The fact that you don't even have to have a car payment is extraordinary. We can make a real difference in people's lives. But for us, it all started in that center, knowing that our family could have extraordinary health. We've seen it from generation to generation, and we've impacted thousands of lives along the way. And when you look at the incomes that are available in this business, if you look at the numbers at the top of each of those little figures, you get over toward the right side of this chart, those are pretty extraordinary numbers. And you'll find that the vast majority of people start this business on a part-time basis. In fact, I don't know anybody that just quits their job and goes and does Shackley. Like us, we started doing Shackley, and when our income equaled both of our incomes, we started thinking about the fact that, well, maybe we didn't have to work those jobs. Made all the
We have
difference
to
in the
do a
world.
disclaimer here.
I'm not doing any disclaimers. But for most people, it's a part-time job until they get somewhere close to six figures. And then all of a sudden it becomes your time, because now you have options and choices you probably had never had before. You can continue to do something that you love, but you can do it on your terms. If you have another stream of income coming in, it makes all the difference in the world. Well, the thing that drives it, which is what Aldona talked about in the beginning, is these extraordinary products. The thing that introduced us were the green cleaners. We were introduced when green was a color. It wasn't a movement then. Nobody understood the value of what Shackley had already created. But we've got the most amazing nutrition products. I'm going to spend a little more time on that. Healthy weight products that are extraordinary. We've got clean, incredibly powerful skincare products that are beyond any of the most expensive things on the market. And that's what drives it, is that people see such extraordinary results.
And I just have to share, Rick mentioned that, and what the most important thing I think for all of us is that we make a difference for our family and our family's health. And the granddaughter who's expecting a baby now is going into neonatal surgery and neonatal health. She's already a pediatrician. She has been on Shackley since before she was born. Because when we got into Shackley, of course, our children were taking all of the products. And our daughter, when she married, continued to pass that on to our granddaughters. And she, at Columbia, her OB-GYN said, these are the best products she had ever seen. So she was on Vitalia for women and Omega and all of the wonderful Shackley products that we have. So she's going to have a beautiful, healthy girl.
But how many people have you run into that have said something like, if I'd known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself? I think that describes probably 90% of Americans these days. And the reality is that most people these days seem to have low energy. They have that mid-morning or afternoon slump. They fall asleep in front of the TV. They got to get woken up to go to bed. They don't have the focus they need. They got aches and pains and joint pain, just sick and tired of being sick and tired. They struggle with their weight. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Shackley has had a guarantee for over 60 years that says you will feel healthier, more energized, more focused and ready for anything, or you get your money back. It's just that simple. I don't know another nutrition company that guarantees you feel better or get your money back. In fact, when's the last time you went to a doctor's office and as you walked out, the receptionist said, hey, if you don't feel better in 30 days, we'll refund the office call? I don't think that's going to happen. But the reality is Shackley is different. Tufts University and UC Berkeley School of Public Health for now over 30 years has been looking at Americans who take no supplements, who take multivitamins only, who take multiple supplements, and then a cohort of people who have taken nothing but Shackley products and have compared them. And here's what they have found. that if you look over at the top right-hand side of the chart, people who take no supplements or a multivitamin only, as they get into their 70s and 80s, 30% of that population has one or more of these bad health outcomes like heart disease, stroke, diabetes, emphysema, or all of the above. If you look at the people in the middle there who take multiple supplements, but other brands besides Shaklee, about 20% of that population has serious health issues as they age, but the Shaklee population is less than 10%. So what that says is people that take no supplements or a multivitamin only have 3 times as many health issues as they age. And people who take lots of supplements but not Shaklee have twice as many health issues as they age. So you can either deal with a lot of disease and doctors and drugs and a ton of money as you age, or like Shaklee people, invest a little bit in your health along the way and have health, energy, and longevity well into your 70s and 80s. And Shaklee is the only company, literally the only company in the world with independent clinical proof that their supplements build health over the long term. We are the most clinically proven company in the world. And Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, who won the Nobel Prize of Medicine in 2009, you can see the quote up there, the Shaklee population is remarkably healthier than the general population as shown by 2 studies, the Landmark study and the Telomere study. That's extraordinary. No other company on the planet has that kind of science and research behind them. And I think this may summarize it as well as anything. The Shaklee cohort, 20 to 39 years old, had 97% lower medication use, 40 to 59, 89% lower medication use, and people 60 and over in the Shaklee group had 83% lower medication use. We spend $420 billion a year on pharmaceuticals in this country. And if we could get everybody in this country to convert to Shaklee, we'd save $405 billion. Everybody'd be healthy, and you and I'd be rich. Sounds like a good plan to me. But the reality is this: you don't catch cancer, you don't catch type 2 diabetes, you don't catch heart disease, you don't catch a stroke. You get to decide every day of your life what you want to die from by what you put in your mouth. And it's about prevention, because if you prevent it, you don't have to cure it. It's real simple. And Shaklee has been in the forefront of prevention for 67 years with intelligent supplementation. That's what makes this company so unique. That's why we've been around this company 50 years. That's why the longevity exists, because people get results. It's just that simple. And when you go out and share it with people you care about and teach them how to do the same thing, the income potential is extraordinary. So as Aldona said, if all you want is a side gig bringing in $200 or $300 or $500 a month, it's there for you. If you want to create a very significant stream of income, you can do that. If, like me, you want to make a significant career change, you can do that too. Shaklee's there at any level that people choose, and all it entails is sharing extraordinary products that people get amazing benefits from, and over the long haul, you can build an amazing future for yourself. On top of all that, you get the tax advantages of being in your own business. And believe me, the tax code was written for businesses. It wasn't written for the individuals. It was written for people that own a business, and it can make a huge difference in your net income at the end of the year. It's what allowed me to go from a 29-year-old rocket scientist to a Shaklee entrepreneur, to leave corporate America at the ripe old age of 38. And we've had a 6-figure plus income for the last 40 years with a lifestyle that would be the envy of most people who are retired today but can't afford to do the things that they really want to do. So the question at this point is, what is it you want? Do you want more freedom? Do you want more time and the money to enjoy it? You want to be part of an amazing community of people with similar philosophies and similar goals? The idea that you can have luxury travel and a car bonus just to take that big expense out of your life and make a real difference in people's lives, one person at a time, and especially focused on your own family. Whatever those things are, Shackley can provide it for you. Any of them or all of them, it's entirely up to you. And I think the best part is, in the course of you achieving whatever goals you have, you will dramatically improve the health of hundreds, if not thousands of people who right now are desperately seeking a solution. So as Marty said in the beginning, spend some time with the person who invited you to see this. Ask the questions you need to ask, do your due diligence, and I hope you're going to join the Shackley family, and I hope we get to see every one of you at the top.
Thank you so much for listening, and you can dream again.
Good night, everybody.
Woo!
Bravo. Wow.
Great stuff.
Great stuff.
Thank you, Rick and Aldona. I love your story, love the presentation, inspiring, and I'm so glad that people will be able to watch this recording and benefit from it long after tonight.
All righty, guys. Take care,
Bye,
everybody.
guys. Thank you.
God
See you
bless.
soon.
Take care.
You got it.
Thanks, Rick and Aldona.
They rock.